Welcome to another episode of Airgun Detectives. Today we're going to take the mystery out of the Walther LGU. This is a .177 caliber underlevel, and this is a spring piston air rifle. Before we get started here, do me a favor, hit that little subscribe button over there on the corner. We'd really appreciate it. It helps us out a lot. Love to see your feedback. Thumbs up are always great. If you could provide some of that, that would be great. If you'd like to be notified every time we come out with a new video, there's a little bell down there at the bottom. Looks just like that. Hit that little bell. And also, one other thing, I like to talk about these firearm guards, because I got a deal from my subscribers that if you go to the website, I'll put the link down below. These are moisture capturers. You put these in your gun safe, you put these anywhere where you might have a lot of moisture. It's going to save your precious items, especially like something like this, from rusting. You're going to put these in your gym bag, which I haven't been able to use, again, for a while. But anyway, I got you free shipping just with the promo code AIRGUN. You get free shipping. These are under 15 bucks. All natural. They work great. Recharge them. You set them out in the sun for a while. They dry back out, and you're good to go again. Okay, let's talk about our Walther LGU here. As I said, this is a .177 spring piston rifle. This is a German-built rifle. It's made in Germany. Umarex actually is the one that produces these, but these guns are made in Germany by Walther. Okay, comes with a beechwood stock, gorgeous stock, really is. And these are an underlever. What they're claiming is this gun will shoot roughly around 1,000 feet per second, and that's up to. They say up to. That means you put an alloy pellet in there. I've had this gun for a couple of years. And honestly, if it wasn't for Edward from France, I'm shouting out to you, Edward, I wouldn't even have reviewed this gun for a while. He had sent me a message and mentioned something after I did the TX200, because honestly, this is the closest competition to the TX200. A little bit more affordable. That's if you can even find it in the States. They're becoming more difficult to locate in the U.S. There's very, very few people, or I should say, airgun companies that are actually carrying these guns anymore. But these averaged around, I think around $500, all the way up to about $600, and I've seen them on sale for less in the past years. But let's talk about the gun a little bit. This thing weighs 10 pounds. I'm going to tell you right now, it weighs 10 pounds. You put the scope on it, it's a little heavier. This is a heavy, heavy gun. The finish on it is absolutely incredible if you look at this. This has a muzzle brake, but it's also a suppressor because this gun's actually very quiet. But the finish, the bluing on this, insane. It's just absolutely terrific. Even the finish on the beechwood stock is beautiful. And the great thing about this stock, guess what? It's ambidextrous, so us left-handers can shoot this. Also has a Walther's trigger. Now this is a plastic trigger. Just the trigger itself, the blade is plastic. The rest of it is all metal, and it can be totally adjusted. It took me a little while to dial it in perfect. I actually put a little bit longer screw in the front here, and then I actually polished it up a little bit just to make it really, really sweet. But I like it because you bring up this trigger, it's really, really soft, and then you feel it come to a wall, and it absolutely hits that wall. So you know that the next fraction of a bump, that trigger is going to go off. So it's quite the target trigger right now. It really is. But that's just how I personally set it up. And you can adjust it however you want, which is great. So like I said, 10 pounds. The overall gun is just almost 42 inches. It's a hair under. The barrel is about just under a foot. It's about 11.8 inches. The cocking effort on this thing is about mid-30s. I'm going to say right around 35 pounds, something close to that. But it's quite the package. It does not come with open sights. It comes with the 11mm dovetail grooves. So you'll have to put your own, oops, hey, that was a good catch, you see that? So you'll have to put your own scope on this and your scope mount, because it doesn't come with that. But what a beautiful rifle overall. It really is. And I said this is probably your closest thing to the TX200, and it's quite a bit less as far as price goes. But let's see how well it performs. Talk is cheap. It's one thing to let's actually see it perform, see what it does, and we'll take it through our regular steps, and we'll come back and talk about it. So stay tuned for the next segment. All right, let's test our velocity on our Walther
LGU. I'm just going to use a 7-grain pellet, lead pellet. We'll just see what our average is. 5 shots. We'll go from there. This is, like I said, a 7-grain. This is just a Meisterkugel. So let's see how we did. All right, shot number 1. 930. All right, shot number 2 here. $932. Shot number 3. One thing about dealing with these little small pellets, they're just a pain to get in the gun. Okay, shot number 3, 942. That one jumped up a little bit. Shot number 4. $942, or that was an error. I think that was an error. So let's do 2 more. Do 2 more. Let's see. 923. We're going to do 1 more since we had that error. You can average that out. All right. 938. All right. There's your average velocity and your foot-pounds of energy. So let's move on to the next segment. All right, let's test our Walther LGU for a little accuracy. A little bit of wind today. Take a look at this. We're usual 20 yards back. Go ahead and take a look. Anyway, 60 feet. Yep. A little windy though. Got a little cross breeze at the end. So we're going to go with the JSBs, the 10.34 grains. They're a heavy Diablo. So we're going to shoot the head. Again, thanks to Splatter Targets for providing us with these targets. Just so you guys know on camera, we're going to be shooting at this middle target, that diameter target right now. So let's see how well we do. Take 5 shots. And remember, we're going for grouping here. We're going for grouping. Gonna go for grouping. All right. That's 1. And let's see. That's 2. I'm a little bit on the shaky side today. I don't know why. That's 3. That's 4. And do 1 more. And 5. Yeah, looks like we just got 1 hole. Not too shabby. So there's our accuracy on our LGU. Let's move on to the next segment. Okay, let's test our trigger on our Walther LGU and see what type of trigger weight we got. Actually, I have it dialed in pretty nicely right now, the way I like it. So let's just see what type of weight we've got. Okay, that's 1 pound, 12 ounces. 1 pound, 12 ounces. Not too shabby. All right, let's move on to the next segment. All right, as you guys know, one of my favorite things to do is the plinking portion of this video. We can actually have fun. Go ahead and take a look what we're shooting at. We're about 40 yards back as usual. And you can see I got a couple little shotgun shells. I got a 223 shell on its side
sitting vertically, and a little egg, and then I have a pellet can just setting flat. So I got some really, really small objects up there, and we're going to see how well we can do. It's a little bit windy today, not using that as an excuse, but let's see how our LGU works. We're going to use the 1034 pellets again. We had, as you can see, we had good luck with those with the target in this wind. So let's see how well we can knock these out. Let's start with the little 223 shell. Oh my God, that thing is so small. I don't have that strong of a scope on here. Okay, got a twofer on that one. Let's get rid of the shotgun shell. Alright. And what else we got there? How about the little pellet can on the end? Oh, you can even see the hole in that one. And how about the egg? And I really hate to leave that pellet can sitting up there. We like to clear the shelf when we're done shooting there. That's more like it. All right, that's our LGU, 40 yards. Pretty tough to beat. All right, move on to our conclusion. Let's wrap this up here with our conclusion real quick. Hey, if I didn't cover this real quick, just want to show you guys, there is an automatic safety on the back of this. When you cock the rifle, each time the safety engages, but it's ambidextrous, right there in the middle, so you just pop it forward when you're ready to shoot with your thumb. And that's about the only thing I didn't cover. But overall, let's talk about the negatives. Is there many negatives? I really can't think of any. Would I like a little bit more feet per second? Maybe a little bit. I mean, we still did 933 feet per second with a 7-grain pellet. But far from their 1,000, but I believe if you put an alloy pellet in there, you're probably going to hit the 1,000 feet per second. But that's about it as far as the negatives. The positives, ambidextrous stock. Us left-handers love that, the fact that it's ambidextrous with the safety in the middle. It's easy to cock, mid-30s. But probably the number one is the accuracy. You guys saw the accuracy of this thing. It is off the chart. I can't say I was the most steady that I was shooting, but I still shot a 0.15 of an inch. 15/10 of an inch, center to center, which is unheard of. And then you saw us all the way out at 40 yards. I was hitting, I put some really small targets up there on purpose, but the shotgun shells, we're hitting the face of the shotgun shell, so that's a nickel. And honestly, this thing will do nickel-sized groups at 40 yards, as long as there's not too much wind. But that was with the 10-grain pellet, so it did quite well. Positive, it's a good trigger. It took me a little bit of time to dial this thing in, but it's a good trigger. And honestly, I didn't cover this, but this is one of the easiest air rifles to work on that I've ever worked on in my entire life. This thing is so simple to come apart. It's got 2 pins that basically hold the piston and the trigger assembly in there. And you can put pressure just on a bench without even using a clamp and pop those pins out and slide the spring out. In fact, I did do that. I added some tar to the spring just for maintenance and just to keep it quiet. What we should also talk about is the fact this thing has a lifetime warranty, so it's covered from bumper to bumper. So performance, the accuracy was amazing. The trigger's really, really good once you get it dialed in. The stock's nice. It's heavy. It's not loud. It's totally backyard friendly. This little muzzle brake suppressor on here works quite well. So how would we rate this gun? Come on, 5 stars, of course. And like I said, it's that $500 price range. That's just even if you can get them in the United States. If you can get one of these in the U.S., I would jump on it because it's not going to do anything but go up in value, and it is a high quality rifle. It really is. I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button down there. Don't forget to check out my website, www.airgundetectives.com. I'll be liquidating some assets at some point. I say assets, meaning my air guns. This one might be even on there one of these days. So just keep an eye out. I randomly have things that are be popping up there. And in a couple months, I got something really special. I'm not giving you guys any hints, but I have something really special coming out. So, yes, I'd love to keep you guys curious. Anyway, again, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget, this is where we take the mystery out of the air gun. Until next time, I hope you are all safe and healthy. Take care.